the Washington State African Diaspora Commission, but we cannot use the name state at this stage, given the legality. We have to refrain from using the word state until we are able to achieve the full process of becoming a commission. And therefore, I will be referring to the initiative as Washington African Diaspora Commission, and refrain from using that word state at this moment. So this idea, basically I came up with the idea. I was the founder of the idea, and the idea came from 9 years of working as an executive director of an organization called the Seattle Rideshare Driver Association. We are representing Uber and Lyft drivers across Washington. This is my full-time job in my full-time capacity at that organization. During the process, I came across a lot of things that to me did not look right. And I, as a person, wanted to see change. And how can we do that? I sat, thought about it, talked to a lot of people, and finally, we came to a conclusion with many community leaders who are with us tonight here, and I will introduce them later, that we need representation in Olympia. We need representation. We need to be, they say in this country, if you're not in the table, you are in the menu. That is what is the fact of it. And what can we do? And therefore, we were able to come together to create this idea and put together minds. How can we bring it out? And this has been almost a 1.5 year process. And I'm very glad that tonight we're gathered here to be able to convey this message to the community and tell the community, you know, this is what we need, but it is a communal initiative. It is an initiative that would need hands-on from the entire community. You know, from the structure of the leadership to, you know, going down the, you know, operational, the legality of it. It's going to be a big process. But fast forward, we have achieved so much. I have to be very happy. You know, this idea that just came up as an idea has achieved so much in this short period of time. Number one, our achievement to date, broad community endorsement, backed by leaders from LD11, Director Dave Abdegroove, dozens of African community leaders. The city of Seattle just endorsed the idea. Very important, the city of Seattle, Mayor Bruce Harrell and the Director of Office of Immigrant and Refugee has just issued a letter of recognition saying that this idea is needed. And that is a very, very promising you know, way of moving forward, because it now sends a very strong message across the region that this idea is an idea worth looking at, and it is an idea worth exploring. And I have shared in the WhatsApp group, you can be able to find the copy of that letter. Now we want to go down to something that I want to call it as the myth versus the fact. There is myth and there is fact. We have tried so hard, me and the rest of the community leaders, to try to break down this. Is this just a myth? Is it just something that, you know, an illusion idea, or it is something that is needed by the community. And we have broke it down into pieces so that we can understand. Some of the myth that has been going around, I must acknowledge, is there are too many overlapping groups. This is one of the myths. Too many overlapping groups. Many people have said, oh, this idea is, you've got this organization here, it's called Mother Africa is doing this, and then you got the African this doing that, and then you got that guy doing that. That is a good concern and needs to be addressed. And how do we address that? Washington African Diaspora Commission complements, not replace, existing effort. Keep that in mind. It will complement the work. It's not going to replace the idea. So if we are a nonprofit, if you are in the business community, if you are in any given industry and you are an African immigrant and you need the support that you need, this will be a plus to your work. It's not going to replace the work that's being done with your beloved community that you are attached to currently. And for all of you who know the politics in the state, you can agree with me that the money is in Olympia. That is where everything is happening. And if you are not there, you're missing out. If you are not there, you're missing out. So it is a state level. The second myth, it lacks structure. This idea, the initiative lacks structure. The fact is, we have vetted leadership team and we are developing bylaws, working with fiscal sponsorship and roadmap tied to a really deliverables. We have vetted, I want to tell you that I have met with 200 community leaders myself. I have traveled from east to west of the state and met with each and every individual who is named in this initiative. And these individuals have willingly collaborated and liked the idea and became a moral support for the idea. And I really want to thank it very much. And I will be acknowledging them before the program is done. Thank you so much, the community leaders.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Moussa Samb. I am originally from Senegal. I came here for a while. I've been here for a while. Went to UW, Seattle U, but was in banking, but now I'm in the nonprofit sector. I work for an organization called Homesite. And just to take a second here before anything to acknowledge my dad from Kenya, Mr. Peter Gishuru, whom I have been working with for the past 20 years, being behind him and doing things wherever we go, they would call me, where is your dad? Wherever I go without him, they'll ask me, where is your dad from Kenya? So I have that special relationship with him. And also want to acknowledge our board president, Dr. Abe. Yeah. So just want to go briefly through a presentation here with my brother here, Dr. Floribert, and talk to you a bit about the Washington African Diaspora Program. So as far as this program, our main point is to make sure that we want to make sure that we honor roots and journey of the African communities in Washington State. And one of the things, like my brother Ahmed said here, in this day and age, if you're not at the table, you're going to be part of the menu. And we want to make sure that as African, we want to make sure that we have a common voice, a very strong voice, so that we can help when policies are being pushed. And also we want to make sure that culturally and economically, we are not left behind. We want to make sure that we also build a legacy of unity and opportunity for our future generation, because we've been here for a while and Some of us have families here and we're here to stay. We want to make sure that we have a say at the table. So why launch Washington, Ahmed said not to say Washington State yet, but Washington African Diaspora Commission. So the goal here is to adapt and implement this principle that I talk about with local relevance in Washington State, because as Africans, nobody's out there advocating for us, and we want to make sure that we have a very strong common voice that can be loud and proud, where we can make sure that our doleances are heard, and then some of the challenges that our community members faces can be addressed. And the other important thing is collaboration. I cannot emphasize that enough. Collaboration is a big deal to us. And we want to make sure nonprofits that are here, some of you are leaders of nonprofit organizations here in this room, but others who are not here, we want to make sure that all nonprofit helping Africans or led by Africans will be part of this. And we want to make sure that also academia and also businesses or nonprofit who are operating in businesses like chambers of commerce and so also international network are part of this. So what can we do in this session today for launching? One of the biggest things we want to do today is make sure that we talk to you about mapping.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon. What I was saying is I want to salute Ahmed and Floribert. My name is Peter Gishuru. I came to Sierra way back November 1963, before some of you were born. Okay? Done many things, used to own a restaurant, export, import, started African Chamber of Commerce. Why? To connect Africa with technology. We guide Washington State companies on how to market their products, services in Africa. We also, because of being here for many years, understand what it takes to succeed. And I was saying, and I don't want to boast, I have 3 children, 2 of them are millionaires. My daughter worked for Netflix. She just left Netflix. 2 years ago, she bought a brand new Mercedes to her dad. In other words, we have to work on building what I call generation wealth. And for us to succeed in generation wealth, we have to work together as a team. Okay? African Chamber of Commerce, I said, is there for you. Obviously, I'm probably very soon phasing out. Originally came from Kenya, building a beautiful home in Kenya because I want to spend time there. America is excellent for young people to make money. But as you get older, Africa is the best place. Then I'm hoping that you remember that young man from Burkina Faso. He's telling white people, you are no longer going to drive our bus. You've been driving it the wrong way. We want to take over. So again, let's work together and help each other and help us build generation wealth. Thank you.
I wasn't prepared to talk, but I've been called to speak, what I want is unity. Because we're so many of us, but we're scattered together. And everybody is doing what they're doing. We don't even know each other. But this is an opportunity for us to come together as one and unite, as Papa Pete said, together. We have to bring the minds together because we are so wealthy in knowledge. It's just separate, individual. How do we collect that together in one room and build a superpower and work together? That's unity is my message everywhere I go. Unity. Thank you.
Yes, all right. Well, I will keep my comments very brief. I will just say that I'm really appreciative to see so many of you come out and take time out of your day to join in this very important conversation. You know, in my own context, being a part of the legal profession, what I see every day are individuals from African and immigrant communities who are suffering. They are suffering and in need of access to educational tools, legal access, educational access and tools and resources. And so, if the vision here is to have one collective, powerful body where all of those issues have a unified voice, collective voice, speaking to those that be in Olympia to effectuate change and advocate for change, then this is a beautiful, brilliant vision. And I hope that each of you will join in this. And I'm here as an ally in support of this great vision. Thank you.
As I said, thank you so much, Ahmed, for your leadership. As I said earlier, this mapping exercise, it's very difficult to do because we can access the data we need from various sources, including the Secretary of State. We can, as citizen, we can request that information and have it. But it always, as you're building something for the people to co-create, and co-creation means it's participatory. We all, our voices, we contribute. So we are not just presenting you a list of organizations that we're fetching from somewhere, but something that comes from you for yourself. And that's why I said this exercise is very, very important. It appears to be simple, but it's not simple. It's the meaning that matters because it's coming from ourselves. So the next step will be us to continue to build this list together. And that's why the commission that we represent we are interim. So we are not official. We are just serving as volunteer for now and helping, working with everyone to make sure that this structure is built and presentable. And then the process will be coming from somewhere else. And we think that if it's adopted by the state, then there will be a legislation that will define how it's going to look like and who should be who and where. One thing, though, that I want us to emphasize on is our commitment. So the same presence we have offered today, I know everybody behind them, they have a number of people because we are called community leaders. It is this journey, as we are getting closer to convince the state to adopt this commission, we will love when we invite you for the second time to come in numbers. And that will be possibly in Olympia. So if you've made it today here, we want you to make it when we will invite you again next time. There's something that we don't have. We're not collecting people's name as we're entering, but it's very important to have the presence, the list of presence of everyone. I would invite Kadiatu to put name list paper on each table. We need the presence of everyone. As you are writing this history, we want you to be part of and in the narrative of this history with everyone. Thank you so much.
Program Director at ACLU Washington. I am also Kenyan, so I'm amongst family tonight. Again, just thank you so much for allowing me in the space tonight. I am newer to Washington. I'm from Texas, so I'm still trying to get used to the cold weather. But yes, what you are doing here tonight is so wonderful. As so many folks have said tonight about showing up in Olympia in numbers, it's important that people who look like us are speaking about us and our issues. And I'm so wonderful to be an ally, be a support, be a comrade, because you all are family. So thank you.
Olympia is a whole different ballgame. Just these last 2 years, I have come to learn a lot of things. Many people are not your friends, and they will not be our friends when reality comes also. It's going to be an uphill battle. I have heard some very, unwelcoming words. Why do you need commission and you are so small? This was the words that I heard from very powerful people. And they're sitting there, they're going to wait. We're going to need a lot of partnerships moving forward. But we've come so far. You know, we have been endorsed by the city of Seattle, and they say here is that, you know, when the city of Seattle endorsed something, the rest of the cities want to follow, because city of Seattle is home to so many immigrants and so many different community groups. So as we move forward, we'll be communicating with you in the WhatsApp. We will have regular updates. I would like to thank very much my brother Peter. Peter, thank you very much for coming. Patrick, I meant, sorry. Patrick, my brother Patrick. And I would like to welcome really Patrick to say a word, and then Bizu, and then we can finalize this, please.
Not elder. Uh, I'm just happy to be here, and it's good that our number it's actually big, and that's something that we need to continue doing. And like what was it, Floribert? You know, he said we need to actually come next time in large numbers, bring some people from the community. Um, so please try to encourage, some people, like in your community to come and join this so that they can also hear with their own ears what's going on. Because sometimes when you try to explain to them, they may not understand everything. So, and I like the spirit that I see here, and I'd like to learn from every one of you moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Really appreciate. Moving forward, yes, yes,
Two people there, they were not going to the pictures,
yes,
at least
to hear their voice. Yes, sisters, you have to say something. Come. Yeah. So yes, also a very great friend of mine, Bizu, great man, very outspoken person. We have known. Bizu, come, please. Bizu is not a joke. I want to tell you that. You can follow him online. He gives a lot of thoughts.
Well, thank you for that compliment. It's a little bit too much. Make me shy. And thank you so much for the invitation. And I'm glad that I saw a lot of people from Africa. And I don't know, and especially meeting the first judge, lady judge. Thank you so much for coming. And your powerful encouragement was really great. And our father, he gave us hope, and that means a lot. Um, so Mumin and his team and everybody who worked on this one, I really appreciate it. This was the most silent voice that is needed at the state level. Um, with that, I say we are not going to be many. We will be at the table. He said that, right? So I like it and take this issue seriously. I know we are going to be bogged down with our daily things. Even if you are head of organizations, our organization issue will keep us in the office, in the box, and we cannot think about Africa's representation. We will be thinking about our household. We should come out to represent Africa. That is when we will be heard. I will give you one example from African context. You go to a community meeting. If there is no rich person, it will be our elders who will be speaking. We will be respectfully listening to that elder, right? But if there is one rich person, that elder will be sidelined. The more you have the power, you will be heard. If you are collectively coming and somebody knows we are in a group, in a collective way, we will be heard. But if you are a professor or if you are an innovator, but you are single, nobody will listen to you. So our collective voice will make big sound. And let's work this and achieve. I was in our group, I was asking if out of all the continents, the three need always representation. the Latin Americans, the Asians, and the Africans in American context or elsewhere? Are the others represented? That was my question. I wish we were like the pioneers, but they were represented. So we are way behind. And today, because of our leaders and hardworking Africans, we are claiming our spot. Nobody's going to give us. We are going to demand, and we are going to sit there, and we are going to talk and be voice to our people who are sitting at home. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. A disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. So I'm a university professor, ex-university professor. I got a PhD. Congratulations for those who just got their PhDs. I got mine 13 years ago. And since then, I'm still struggling why I got PhD. But congratulations. It's very good. It's very nice. I just returned from Egypt. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah. I'm getting there. I just returned back from Egypt. I'm a former US diplomat. I worked in the US Embassy in Egypt. I was one of the education attaches there. Originally, I have multiple identities. I'm a Kenyan Somali, and happy to be wanting to stay in Seattle. Let me put it like that. I'm 4 months old here, and I've already made a lot of contacts, and I do appreciate Mohammed for putting me in touch with Brother Mumin, who is doing a beautiful work here. As you probably all of you have heard, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Unless you talk, unless you push for yourself, no one is gonna say, this is yours. And power is taken, it's not given. You grab it, you go for it. I work in diplomacy, but so again, I'm an African, I say, yeah, it is. I don't sugarcoat it. Right now, we're in election season. You just heard from Brother Mumin, who said that City of Seattle has endorsed, but that's because of an initiative that specific people are behind it. And with the elections, you never know how this is gonna go. You wanna make sure that the people who endorse this initiative remain in office. So please encourage your people to vote. Let's vote. I went out knocking on doors for people to vote, and they said, sorry, we just trashed yesterday. It came in the mail, and they trashed it. I actually knocked on one of the doors, and an old man from Somalia just said, we are not interested in those, don't knock my door again. I felt like telling him, give him a speech. But then, I didn't have time because, when all of you have heard of the story of the brown cow, the black cow, the white cow, how the lion or the hyenas, wanted to separate them. And then at the end, the black cow said, I knew I was gonna die when you separated the white cow from me. We don't wanna be separated, we wanna stay united. Let's vote, that's the power we have. Let's vote for the people who believe in what we believe, at least for now. And then our initiatives can go forward. Let's make use of the people who have experience, like Guka here, who has been here for many, many years. Let's trap his brain while he's still with us. And not just inviting him to sessions like this, but sitting down with him and say, how do we do? Where do we go from here? Because he has knowledge that you'll not find in books. And that's what I teach my class. I'm an affiliate of International UDAP, International Studies, and I look forward to being part of this group. Thank you all for coming, and we'll do marvelous.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much on behalf of the Washington African Diaspora Commission. I would like to thank the entire African leadership that who took place today, joining us in this October 23rd, 2025 African Leadership Forum. It was a very successful forum, bringing in the best and the brightest community leaders here in Mother Africa, in Kent, Washington. Moving forward, the community is going to be engaged. We are going to continue to work together to be able to form an official commission that would amplify the voices of the African community across this state. Today is just the beginning. It is not the end. Under my leadership, I will continue to work very closely with all entire African community across the board. We have engaged more than 200 community leaders across the board, talked to them, sat down with them, and hear their voices and their concern. And their voices and concern has been heard and has been heard very clearly. And we are going to take into consideration all of their voices and concern. And we are going to make sure that we engage more and more community leaders across the state. We are calling on the entire communities to also work with the leadership so that we can create an atmosphere that will give us the path forward heading toward Olympia. This is not going to be easy, and it's not going to be something that is just going to be a solo work. We need entire community to come together. We need entire community to look at the way that they want to shape their future. The future is in our hands. The future of our children is in our hands. Today, among the very important advice that I can recap from the event is one of our elders, Peter Gishuru, said that we need to build community, we need to build generational wealth. We want to be able for our generation, the children to come, that they can call Washington home, and they will be very happy to call Washington home because it is their home. Washington is a very welcoming state. It has given us an opportunity. It has welcomed us, but we want also to be the fabric of the society and to be part of the community at large. We want to thank Mother Africa for hosting us today and giving us the time and the space to be able to meet. As we move forward, we are going to engage more and more people so that they can be able to give a feedback. We had great organizations that join us tonight, and we are going to reach out to them so that they can give us their feedback and what they want to see as we move forward. And also, we are going to have more and more engagement with local elected officials to also get their feedback and to be able to talk to them. And I want to thank, and at this time, I want to call my brother Frobet to say a word.
Thank you so much. And this is not just a message to the African community or the African diaspora, but also to the Washingtonian, that African voice have been left behind for a long time. And this is the moment we need to make sure that we are not being served, but we partner to serve ourselves. We cannot just always sit back and sending letter to the officials always that are making decision on our behalf without us even to be part of the decision makers. So we know we are represented at some levels, but as the African descent, African immigrants, we cannot sit always under the name of immigrant. We have second generation children here who know nothing about our country of origin, and they want to see that also their voice are heard at some level. And we are ready to engage and also partner and collaborate with other African Americans Commission. We can collaborate and will collaborate with other Asian Pacific Highlanders Commission and all of those who exist already to make sure that all our voice are represented in Washington State Olympia. Thank you for all the movement builders who have been supporting us along the way. And I want to tell you that this is a co-created solution. It's coming from ourselves for ourselves. And it's not something that is being imposed to us or something we are copying from somewhere. No. We have decided to do this and to work closely with our representative in Olympia. Thank you.
Thank you. just wanted to say that what I am gonna call for is for us to strap our boots and get to work because the time is now. Like everybody said, it's not about us, but it's about our children, and we need to make sure that we lay the foundation for the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.